Hey y'all, I just wanted to share a super quick tutorial on a cool Google Chrome extension for your browser that maybe you already know about. If you don't already know about it, it's called Read and Write for Google Chrome, and it's mostly used with Google Docs as well as some other Google tools. I'm sorry, my voice sounds terrible. Hopefully, you can understand me okay. The reason I was thinking of this tool recently is because I think it could perhaps be useful for student post surveys, but I absolutely see it having lots of applications for other types of worksheets or note taking sheets or research, reading, really so many things in Climate Democracy Project and other programs. So before I go into pros and cons, I'll just show you. I've already installed this tool. It's the purple one at the top of my browser. And so this is what the toolbar looks like. I won't go over every single option. I'm still getting familiar and kind of playing around with it. But the main function that I wanted to show you today is sort of the read aloud and the audio recording. Oh, and also the talk and tape. I did just share via email some instructions on how to install this extension, and just it has a little bit of brief information about the features involved. So I will say that this tool is probably going to work best in a small classroom or a room with not that many students enrolled because for one, they might be needing to play audio. They might have headphones. They might not. They are going to need, an actively working Chromebook in order to use something like this. I'm not sure if it works on phones. I haven't tried that. And then if students are like recording any, either talk to text or, like audio clips, then, they can't really do that in a crowded space. So, maybe if you have not too many students or if you have the ability to send students out into the hallway, you're also, of course, going to need to make sure that this extension is installed on their Chromebook. It's super easy to install. Maybe it's already there. Maybe the school's already using it. You could also ask your partner teacher to kind of pre-install it. But obviously, those are all extra steps that not every staff member or teacher or class is really going to have capacity to do. So those are definitely some cons. But, for some of you, maybe this does make sense. I could see this being useful for certainly most students and especially anyone who struggles with reading and writing, anyone with attention difficulties or sort of task avoidance. There are some features here like screen masking, for example, that can help. Certainly for students with certain types of disabilities, learning disabilities, and also for multilingual learners. So I'll just demo one feature. If I read this question to myself and then I wanted to record my answer here, I'm going to click on voice note. So this little icon up here at the top. Okay, and when I'm ready to go, I'll click the little microphone. So what is climate change and what causes it? Climate change, I'm going to pretend to be a student, is when we burn too many fossil fuels and it makes the earth too hot. And the animals will start, not being able to live. And sometimes it just makes the weather really weird. Like it might snow randomly, like during kind of the wrong time of year, and then it'll randomly be hot. And then I'm going to want to hit pause and then comment. So that's appearing, it takes a second, as, oh, it did not work. Okay, I'm going to try that again. Let's see. Let me try something shorter. Testing. My answer to climate change is that It's something bad that happens when we burn too many fossil fuels. Oh, okay. So it seems like it worked that time. I don't know what happened the first time. Oh, I guess they both worked. Okay. I guess maybe it just takes a second. Well, as you can see, it comes up as a little audio recording as a comment, so it's not transcribing it. And I'll just play it back just to double check that that worked. Testing, testing. My answer to climate change is that, yep, sounds like that worked. If I wanted to instead record with the talk to text, that feature is going to be so they call it talk and type. So it's up here in the toolbar. It's a little microphone. So this is basically like, um, like on an iPhone or something. You can do this. So let's see. How is climate change affecting your community? Climate change is affecting my community by making it too hot on some days and too cold on other days, and there's too much flooding, and the animals are dying off. These are, I'm giving pretend student answers here. Oh, I can say period and new line. Period, new line. Well, I don't know. Okay. So I guess I close out of that and it knows that I'm done. So that transcribed really accurately, which is great. I forgot to say I'm in just this like long, I don't want to scroll and lose my place, but this is just the long Google Doc with all of the CDP pre and post survey and like the written response and the four corners, both the instructions, excuse me, and the actual like the printable Google Doc versions and the Google form links. So if you were to do this with students, you would want to make copies of just these 2 pages of the post survey, and you would need to make individual copies for each student, or you could share a view only file with them and have them make a copy if they know how to do that. But then they also have to share it back with you, so it's probably easy if you just make individual copies that you have organized into a folder, or ask your teacher to help you do that in Google Classroom or something. The last thing I want to show you within this Google Doc is the read aloud feature. So I will warn you, it sounds pretty good for English, but it sounds absolutely horrible for Spanish. So that's a downside. Your ELs would probably laugh and like not even really understand its accent. So wouldn't rely on it for that, but let's test it. I've clicked into the spot where I want it to read, and then up here under the play button on the toolbar, I'll hit play.
How is climate change affecting your community? Question mark. ¿Cómo son algunos efectos del cambio climático en tu comunidad? Climate change is affecting my community.
And I hit pause. All right, I've heard enough. Yeah, maybe maybe someday there will be an upgrade to a better accent. Okay, so now we're gonna switch over to Google Forms. I don't think that it works as well with Google Forms. Oh, sorry, Abby, I was trying to type in your email to share the instructions with you earlier. Copy responder link. So that's why your email came up. Let's see. So it looks like, yeah, okay. So here's the toolbar. It wasn't appearing when I was in the editor mode, but it appeared in the responder mode. So I don't think that this Chrome extension works as well with Google Forms, but I just wanted you to see what it looked like in case you do want to try it, or you can decide, no, I don't want to try it because it's too annoying. So I'm going to pretend for this first question, first name and last name, I'm going to pretend that I have an easier, or I'll just say my first name because it should know how to spell that. So Um, talk. So unfortunately, there is not, sorry, a way to record or to embed like an audio clip in here. Um, you can use the read aloud function, that does work, but the audio clip, like the little comment thing that we had over here, does not work in Google Forms with read and write extension. There is another Google extension called Moat, but that one is paid. You can do it with a free trial, and that one does allow you to have students embed an audio clip in a Google form. But for this purpose, we'll just do the talk and type. So I'll just say my first name, Sarah. Okay, so you see how it came up kind of strangely here. So it looks like if I press the space bar, then that came out okay. I don't know what it's doing at first. It doesn't seem like it'll work for a drop down menu, so you just have to manually click that one. Let's try, what is climate change and what causes it? So you have to click into the answer box, click the microphone. Climate change is caused by too many fossil fuels, and it's when the atmosphere heats up too much. So it did that kind of weird thing again. Like it put something in there, but it's almost like you need to retype the first word or two, and then the rest of it is fine. And it was even kind of rejecting my response and saying, this is required, you didn't fill it in. So something about that Google form doesn't seem to love, but it more or less works. And, I think a lot of students would be able to figure that out. They're pretty tech savvy. I think they would still have to manually click on any multiple choice. So I think that's all I got. I just wanted to quickly record this for y'all. Again, I don't expect this to work for every setting, but if this is something that you want to play around with, you want some help with it, or if you are really familiar with it, you become familiar with it, and you have tips and tricks for our group, would love to hear. All right, thanks y'all. Peace.